Before we continue Rachel's story, notice the three destinations before Israel, Joseph and Rachel. The first is Migdal, Migdal Eder, the Tower of the Flock, recalling Rachel's life as a shepherdess. But Migdal can also be translated Migdal Eder, Great Glorious Mother. The second is Phr. In addition of Ephrath, the consonants can be read Ophir, translated baker, the role Rachel will assume in Egypt. The third is Bthlhm, traditionally known as Bethlehem, house of bread. These consonants also preserve deeper readings that have accompanied us throughout this series: House of Ella the Mother, Daughter of Ella the Mother, and Virgin Mother. These three names are more than places. They form the roadmap for the story that follows. From the Tower of the Flock to the baker to the house of bread, Rachel's journey is only beginning. Jacob and young Joseph turn toward Hebron, returning to the household of Isaac, where the covenant family has gathered. There, Joseph will grow to manhood among his brothers until the day his father sends him to seek them, a journey that will change his life forever. Rachel's path now leads quietly into Egypt. No longer introduced as a shepherdess, she appears only through her work. Bread fills her hands, while another servant, the cupbearer, carries out his own duties within Pharaoh's household. Nothing in the biblical narrative identifies this woman by name. She is known only by her office. Yet the setting is significant. Before Joseph ever arrives in Egypt, the baker is already present, faithfully serving within Pharaoh's court. The house of bread has become a bakery. The woman whose story ended near Bethlehem now appears where bread is prepared for the ruler of Egypt. Soon, Joseph's life will intersect with hers. When it does, the course of history will change. Years quietly pass. Rachel faithfully serves in Pharaoh's household, preparing bread while the seasons come and go. Far away, Joseph grows to manhood in Hebron, surrounded by his father and brothers. The years are not empty. They are years of preparation. One prepares in Pharaoh's house, the other prepares in his father's house. Soon, events will bring them together again. When they meet, the future of Egypt will begin to change. The years of preparation now give way to crisis. Joseph's brothers become consumed by jealousy. The favored son of Israel is seized, stripped of his robe, and sold into slavery. To his family, it appears that Joseph has been lost forever. But another story is quietly unfolding. The traders carried Joseph to the very land where his mother has been preparing for years. What appears to be betrayal becomes the path that reunites mother and son. But the road to Egypt is not the end of Joseph's story. It is the beginning of the work for which both mother and son have been prepared. The traditional translation of Genesis chapter 39 verse 2 reads, "Yahweh was with Joseph, and he became a successful man." That translation assumes both the traditional spacing of the consonants and the traditional vowel system. The earliest Hebrew manuscripts, however, were written with consonants alone. Vowels were supplied by the reader. Spaces between words were also supplied by the reader. As the consonantal text appears on the screen, notice how different vowel patterns and word divisions can produce a different reading of the same consonants. Yahweh was present. However, Joseph is an Ish whose mother Isha Ella is present. Genesis 39:21 and 39:23 repeat the same pattern. In this reading, Yahweh is present in the narrative. Joseph is identified as an Ish, and the final consonants point instead to Ella, the mother, as the continuing divine presence. The question then becomes, who interprets the dreams that will save Egypt? The next passage provides the answer. Genesis 48 is traditionally read, and he said to them, "Do not interpretations belong to Elohim? Tell me your dreams." But alternate vowels and spaces reveals the answer. And he said to them, "Interpretations belong to Ella the mother. Tell them to me." Joseph, the Nazar, the prince among his brothers, now finds himself a prisoner in Pharaoh's court. His mother is there as well. Known only as the baker, she has quietly served within Pharaoh's household for many years. Now both the baker and the cupbearer receive troubling dreams on the same night. As we have just seen, Joseph declares that the interpretations belong to Ella the mother, not to himself. The message is immediate. The cupbearer will be restored to Pharaoh's service. But the baker receives a sentence of death. Why? Because the one who interprets dreams has become known. The woman whose wisdom can preserve a nation now stands condemned for possessing that wisdom. Only one person can save her, her son. The interpretation leaves little room for doubt. The cupbearer will return to Pharaoh's service. The baker, however, is condemned to die. If the baker possesses the wisdom to interpret dreams, that wisdom has become a sentence of death. Joseph understands the danger. His mother cannot remain what she appears to be. Together they devise a plan. Rachel's hair is cut away. She is dressed as a eunuch. Within the royal court, eunuchs could hold positions of trust and were permitted responsibilities that women could not openly perform. The woman condemned for her wisdom disappears. In her place stands a eunuch, not a castrated male, but a eunuch with a secret womb. That secret is concealed within the alternate vowels and spaces preserved by the consonantal text. Joseph has not only preserved his mother's life, he has concealed the identity of the one whose wisdom will preserve an entire nation. 2 years pass. Then Pharaoh is shaken by dreams unlike any he has ever known. Neither his magicians nor his wise men can explain their meaning. The restored cupbearer finally remembers the young Hebrew prisoner. Joseph is brought before Pharaoh. Pharaoh recounts his dreams and asks a simple question: "Can you interpret them?" Joseph's answer is immediate. He does not claim the wisdom as his own. Instead, he declares, "Not I, LHM, will give Pharaoh a favorable answer." Joseph stands before the throne, but the wisdom that will preserve Egypt belongs to the forgotten baker, Ella, Joseph's mother. The hidden woman is still at work. Joseph now carries Pharaoh's dreams to the one who has interpreted dreams from the beginning. Ella, the mother, the hidden counselor, no longer known as Rachel. Within Pharaoh's household, she appears as a eunuch. Yet the wisdom remains unchanged. Ella, the mother, reveals the meaning of Pharaoh's dreams. 7 years of abundance will be followed by 7 years of drought. The years of plenty must be used to prepare for the years of want. Grain must be gathered while the harvest is rich. Only then will Egypt survive the drought that is coming. Joseph carries this interpretation back to Pharaoh. The wisdom belongs to his mother. The responsibility for carrying it belongs to her son. Pharaoh recognizes the wisdom of the plan. The years of abundance will not last forever. Egypt must prepare while there is still time. Pharaoh places his own signet ring upon Joseph's hand. With that single act, Joseph becomes second in command over all of Egypt. The former slave is entrusted with the future of a nation, yet Joseph understands where the wisdom began. The plan that will preserve Egypt did not originate with him. Hidden in the background stands the forgotten counselor. Her identity remains concealed. Her wisdom now guides the kingdom through her son. The ring is placed upon Joseph's hand, but the wisdom that earned it belongs to his mother. The years of preparation have begun. Across Egypt, grain is gathered and stored while the harvest is abundant. Storehouses rise throughout the land. What appears to be ordinary labor will soon become the difference between life and death. Mother and son quietly watch the work unfold. One has received the authority, the other provided the wisdom. Together they have prepared Egypt for the years that lie ahead. The ruler receives the honor, the mother remains hidden. Yet without her insight there would be no plan, no storehouses, and no deliverance from the famine to come. The forgotten mother has preserved a nation through the son she prepared. The famine has not yet begun, but Egypt is ready. The grain has been gathered, the storehouses are full, the people will live, because preparation came before disaster. Joseph knows how this was accomplished. The honor belongs to him, the wisdom belongs to his mother. In private, away from Pharaoh's court, Joseph offers her the royal signet ring. It is his way of acknowledging the truth. Without her wisdom, there would have been no plan. Without the plan, there would have been no salvation for Egypt. The world knows Joseph as Egypt's deliverer. Joseph knows the true deliverer is the hidden woman.